Good morning, good morning. Breaking news. Tiffany Haddish and Aries. Well, according to uh, some information that's been released out here, the alleged victims were ready to settle and they wanted an apology from Tiffany Haddish for doing harm. Now, what happened here is that the siblings who accused Haddish of sexual assault reportedly filed new court docs with mediation demands. There's another twist in the legal case being stacked against Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. The comedians have come under fire over skits they were involved in back in 2013 and 2014 that reportedly starred two children, a 7-year-old boy and his 14-year-old sister. The siblings are now adults, and under the names John and Jane Doe, both filed a lawsuit against the comedians. The pair alleged that they were groomed and sexually assaulted during filming. Now, in one of the skits, through a pedophile eyes, has resurfaced online, which you all know that, and caused Haddish and Spears to receive harsh pushback from the public. Spears has expressed on his podcast that this may spell the end of his career, while echoing Haddish claims that this lawsuit was nothing more than a shakedown. And they said that's what it was a shakedown. But people, saw the videos and saw what was going on. And so people were outraged. People had some things to say about these two individuals, Tiffany and Aries. Now, in new documents reported obtained by Radar Online, John and Jane Doe want to discuss a settlement. However, after reaching out to the actors' legal teams, there hasn't been a response. Yet they claim that while they have been ignored, Haddish and Spears have instead chosen to reach out to my mother to get her to force my brother and me to settle. My brother and I are amenable to plaintiff's Haddish's desire to engage in mediation settlement talks, Jane reportedly stated. She added that she contacted Haddish's attorney to discuss the terms of mediation, which include the actors paying for the sit down that must take place in Las Vegas within the next 2 weeks. If mediation results in a finalized settlement, Jane requested that Haddish walk back on her statement about the lawsuit being rooted in extortion. As remember, Haddish said that the lawsuit was rooted in extortion. She said it was a shakedown, and that's really all it was. It would, this is what all came out. And now she never intended to harm my brother, harm my brother, my mother, and me, is what it stated. Jane also wants a public apology from Haddish as well. Haddish and the accuser's mother were reportedly once good friends, and it was suggested that after the actress stated she couldn't be of help with her entertainment career, things took a turn. Hollywood unlocked Jason Lee, a good friend of Haddish's, previously threatened to reveal the names of the accusers, resulting in backlash because they were minors at the time of their incidents. Now, there is a YouTube channel of Jason Lee and another channel, which I won't mention names, accused Jason Lee of saying that he was going to reveal the names of the minors at the time, and he was standing up. He was Team Haddish, is who he was, Team Haddish, okay? And you know that Tiffany had come out and said, I know people have a bunch of questions. I get it. I'm right with you. Unfortunately, because of the ongoing legal case, she wasn't able to talk about it, and she says, while this sketch was intended to be comedic, it wasn't funny at all. And I deeply regret having agreed to act in it. I really look forward to being able to share a lot more about this situation as soon as I can. So you know that she had came out and she said that. Well, there are some other information that have come out under this. Some of I just gave you, was a review of that, a recap. But this right here, this all occurred just one day after news was shared that they settled out of court. Now, the accusers and alleged victim settled out of court. Now, the scandal is hovering over Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish has come to an end, at least legally. So, and in recent weeks, the comedians have found their careers under scrutiny after John and Jane Doe siblings sued them over skits performed back in 2013 and 2014. I already told you what their ages were. They filed the lawsuit against Spears and Haddish, alleging that while filming, they were groomed and molested. Now, both actors, came forward to deny the allegations, adding that this was an all extortion attempt. Well, guess what? Yesterday, September 19th, and this was yesterday as in September 19th, because today is the 21st. So I do know the dates, but this was the 19th. But according to the report, this actually happened on the 19th. we reported on the news that Haddish reached a settlement with the accusers. And today, TMZ has stated that the case has officially been dismissed. So Tiffany Haddish reached a settlement with them. Um, and they're saying it's clear that she would like to put this behind her, and there may be an end in sight, because she was subjected to scrutiny, which she should have been. She should have been subjected to scrutiny because, hey, that's just something that, we shouldn't continue or allow to go on. And, things have allowed to go on, in families, and it's never been reported. And so, they're saying that Spears portrayed lusting after a 7-year-old boy. But they called it a shakedown. And but they reached a settlement, and so the outlet stated that they've received court documents that confirm the accusers asked the judge to dismiss the case with prejudice. Now, when you ask that the case be dismissed with prejudice, it can never be refiled again in the future. That's with prejudice. Now, without prejudice, you could refile, but with prejudice, that means you can't go back and file it. So this is what Jane Doe allegedly released. Okay, my family and I have known Tiffany Haddish for many years, and we now know that she would never harm me or my brother, help anyone else do anything that could harm us. We wish Tiffany the best and are glad that we can all put this behind us. Now, while this dismissal includes a suit against Spears, the statement did not address him or his involvement. The settlement agreement has not been shared publicly. Now, let me say this. Let me say this because I did not come out and report on this. I didn't. There were so many people reporting, and I chose not to. And I wanted to really see the outcome of this and some more information. Besides, I did see it on clips on different people channel of what in the video. I did do that. And I there's something called under CP, there is something about grooming. And if you are exposing children to anything of the sort, or exposing it to anything that could be related to, that type of information, that type of situation, or sexual assault, and things like that, that that's unhealthy for the child, and that could be, uh, you know, criminal activity, and it really could. I mean, you're not ever supposed to expose children to anything of the sort or anything that looks like the sort, and there really should more than likely have been a criminal investigation to sort all this out. But it doesn't appear at this time that that's going to happen. Now, also, if you are a real victim, and I say this all the time, if you're a real victim, money does not take away a real victim's pain. So I'm not saying that these, at the time, the children at the time, and one of them is still a minor, and one is now a young adult. I'm not saying that they were not, I'm not saying that at all. Absolutely not. Because from what I seen in the video, it was very disturbing. It was disgusting, inappropriate, and no children should be subjected to that and put in that type of situation or situations at all. I'm going to say that. But also, when we talking about a lot, where were the parents and how come parents are not being held accountable? Those are questions that come up as well. And I'm not saying that she didn't try to look into it, the mother of these children. So don't get me misunderstood on that. But however, we do realize that that money talks and pain walks. Money talks and pain walks. And I don't want to say anything against the accusers, you know, at any, in any negative manner. I sure will not do that, in this case, because the videos were out there and a lot of people were outraged, and disheartened by what they saw. And a lot of times when people follow these celebrities, a lot of times people put them up on pedestals. Let's just be real about it. Whether you like what I'm going to say or not, a lot of people put celebrities and, celebrities, period. And celebrities can include a list of people, okay? Put them up on pedestals and they follow them. And they, If you say anything against them or something that they think is negative, they will attack you. They will call you names. They will follow you and even go as far as to troll you. If you say anything negative about the people that they are so in love with, that they have placed upon pedestals and idolize. And this is really a lot happens, and we see it over and over and over. And then when they do something that's vulgar or disturbing, outrageous, that's the most disgusting sin, and sin is still sin. Okay, so we want to make that clear that there's no levels of sin. Sin is still sin. Wrong is still wrong. Okay, and people try to make wrong right and right wrong. No, 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 no. Wrong is wrong. Right is right. And people will get uptight. They'll try to push stuff under the rug. They'll try to cover it up. A whole bunch of stuff people tend to do, and they have selective justice, which really is nothing but injustice when it comes down to who's going to be prosecuted and who is not. The laws a lot of times favor who they want it to favor and who they do not, who gets favored in the judicial system and who does not. And I want to say this because whether you like Tiffany Haddish or not, Tiffany Haddish spoke out against R. Kelly, and I'm bringing that up. And when they got caught up in scrutiny, it's no fun when the rabbit has the gun. And I'm saying that because it's true. When the rabbit has the gun, it is no fun. But she spoke out against R. Kelly, and everybody wants to speak out against this man over and over and over again. But at the end of the day, most people have something in their background or in the closet that hasn't been opened up and revealed. If I open my closet, you will see a lot of shoes and clothes in my closet. But is there anything in my closet that I can say that I've done illegally, criminally, or suspect? I don't believe so when it comes down to things like this, because I will never, ever agree to putting children even in a compromising situation that we would find funny. I don't find it funny for any children to be placed in a compromising situation that can be misconstrued, misinterpreted, or miss whatever you want to call it. I would never do that, and I don't agree with when people do it. It's not funny putting children in a situation that could cause them any type of harm, can cause them, to be tainted as they're continuing to grow up around their peers. I don't agree with what Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears did, and whoever was behind it with them, they should be spoken about too. They should have been, put out there as well, because it seems to me that there's selective justice going on, and selective on who they're gonna persecute in the media and who they're gonna not, who they're gonna railroad, who they're not, who they're gonna bring criminal charges against, and who they not, especially messing with children. And we have so much of that going on, and we have the judicial system that will overlook certain things to get a conviction on folks. And people are still talking, they still want to bash, they still want to say things. But what are you doing that people don't know about? Because see, what you do in the dark shall come to light. And so we have the judicial system. I call it the Me Too movement. And Tiffany Haddish, she's part of the Me Too movement. So what can you expect? And now you have the alleged victims, the accusers out here, and I'll say alleged victims, but and I'm gonna say it like that, but um, they now have settled. So we know that money talks and pain walks. And I pray that if they are suffering for real behind that settlement, because I'm gonna tell the truth, pain settlements don't take away your pain if you're a real victim. Settlements do not take away your pain if you are a real victim. And then people can say, well, yeah, not if you're a real victim, it doesn't. Not if you're a real victim. Settlements do not take away your pain. Now, if you are a fake victim, yeah, you never had no pain. So, yeah, you can live your best life with that money, and it probably won't last if you lied on somebody. Let's just keep it real. It'll be spent up quickly. That's what happens. It filters through the hands really fast, like it slips through the hands as if you've never had it. But if you are a real victims that get settlements, it doesn't take away their pain. Does it help them to get therapy and things like that, and maybe to help them recoup some of the losses that they've endured because they were not able to move forward, because they were stuck, because they was dealing with the pain, the aftermath of what happened to them, and they'll never really, you never get over it. Do you learn how to cope when you go through therapy? Absolutely. But you don't really get over it. So at the end of the day, they were paid. They were paid. These two individuals were paid. And again, I'm not here to bash anybody, anybody in no shape or form when it comes to children. I will not do it, but I will speak my piece on this. This is public information. So I am exercising my First Amendment rights to speak out on this. But however, like I said, selective justice is injustice, because at the end of the day, when you go after somebody over and over, and the world, pretty much a lot of the people were against this particular man I'm talking about, R. Kelly, and they just kept bringing it on and bringing it on and bringing it on and still bringing it on. But sometimes people are protected, and certain people are protected. And the Me Too movement, I seen what she said, and I believe that was CTG out there right along with her. And look at him. Him too. He was on the Surviving R. Kelly, and he was protected too. He was out there too. All of these people saying all this stuff, but it's no fun when the rabbit has the gun. And I'm going to speak my piece on this, because when I look at the video, whatever they put together, I tape video, whatever it was called, skit, comedic skit, that was not funny to me. That was not funny at all. Never was it funny. Never was it should have been funny. And these two individuals, they ought to have known better. You should know better. I mean, come on now. It doesn't take rocket science to know that you never should put children in harm's way. But we don't know about any investigation, criminal investigation that might take place. We don't know that. We just know that the civil settlement has been settled. The civil suit, excuse me, has been settled, and they can never go back and file again because it was settled with prejudice. But again, guess what? Money talks and pain walks. Thank you for tuning in. Please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Please leave your respectful comments below. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. The opinions expressed on this channel is not necessarily the opinions of others or the channel host, in its entertainment purposes only as well. So God bless you all on today. Don't forget to tune in to my future videos, and even the ones I've already done. If you have not looked at some of them, please go back and listen to them. And don't forget to like those videos as well, and to share them, because we pray that the messages are being given out, whatever you get out of it, to share it with somebody else. Or if you know somebody is going through something that needs to hear an encouraging word, or need to hear something that can help them move forward or push forward, please don't forget to share the video. Thank you all on today. Peace out, and have a beautiful Wednesday.